and welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Woman? This week, we're going to feature all of our questions around India. India, as you probably know, is the proud home of the porcupine and the originator of Poland Springs water. I'm only joking. Poland Spring, of course, comes from Poland, but more on that next week when we focus on Polish women. Anyways, I'd like to introduce our three contestants here today. First, we have Harold from Los Angeles, California. Harry likes to play volleyball on the beach and go skinny dipping. Next here, we have Nick. Nick is from Melbourne, Australia, and he likes to go diving in the coral reef. Finally, we have Arnie from Denver, Colorado. Arnie doesn't really like doing anything at all. Now, as always, our contestants are going to vie for a spot in the hot seat by ranking the following in order from highest to lowest. Now, contestants, what I'd like you to do is rank these in according to rank from most worth to least worth. A, 300 women. B, 1 man. C, 2 women. And D, 1 woman. Begin. And your time is up. Let's see what you said. Contestant number 1, you said 1 man, 1 woman, 2 women, and then 300 women. Close, but no cigar. Contestant 2, you said 1 man, 300 women, 2 women, and C, 1 woman. And contestant 3, you said 300 women, 1 man, 2 women, and finally 1 woman. Looks like this guy's got a sense of humor. Contestant number 2, you were correct. Come on down.
Throughout the centuries, women have been undervalued, objectified, and minimized in many cultures. In the patriarchal society of India, this value of women in relation to men is even more appalling than in most regions. Since ancient times, a woman could only be as good as the man she belonged to. Whether it be her father or husband, a woman was the property of man, to do with whatever he pleased. Rubin asserts in her essay that in pre-state society, women were used in the practice of gift-giving. Mauss proposed that gifts were the threads of social discourse, the means by which such societies were held together in the absence of a specialized governmental institution. The gift is the primitive way of achieving the peace that in civil society is secured by the state. Levi-Strauss adds to the theory of primitive reciprocity the idea that marriages are a most basic form of gift exchange in which it is women who are the most precious of gifts.
All right, welcome aboard, Nick. We're happy to have you.
Oh, it's great to be here. This is my first game show.
Oh, great. Now, our first question, if you answer this one correctly, you'll win a matchbook. So here we go. In prehistoric society, blank were often used in the process of gift giving to create peace between nations. Was it A, dogs, B, cheeses, C, women, or D, stock option agreements?
This is an easy one. I'm going to say C, women.
Alright, let's see. final answer?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Final answer.
You are correct! Mom, what does incest mean?
Mom, what does taboo mean?
Mom, what does exchange mean?
Mom, what does science mean?
Mom, what does quarter mean?
Mom, what does butt mean?
To a great extent, women were essentially treated like animals. In ancient societies where there was no government in place, women were used to preserve what was known as the kinship system. And the preservation of this kinship system can still be held responsible for many of the societal practices that we continue to value even in the 21st century, some of which are the taboo on incest, our current sex-gender system, and such constructs as obligatory heterosexuality. And these are still present in many patriarchal societies today. But the main idea that the kinship system focused around was that of keeping the peace between pre-state nations. This was often achieved through the act of gift-giving, and unfortunately the practice of gifting women was fairly common. And even though it may not be as cut and dry as it used to be, this practice of gifting women has carried over into the present day.
Wait, women are still being sold? Like even today?
Like Cabbage Patch Kids?
Oh, can I get one at Toys R Us?
No, sweetie. Toys R Us only carries the Caucasian models.
Well, no, like I said, it's not as cut and dry as it used to be. Now the idea of gifting women has carried over into other modern-day practices. These ancient beliefs have helped give way to common practices like arranged marriages, the payment of dowries, and sex trafficking. And more importantly, it has led to the widespread idea that women are worth less than men are. The modern-day result has been the continued objectification of women and subordination of women in India in particular.
Good work, Nick. Now, don't get too ahead of yourself. Those were just the easy question. Now, gonna move on to something a little harder here. However, if you answer this question correctly, you have a chance to win a novelty tomahawk.
No way, a real novelty tomahawk?
Yes, Way, a real novelty tomahawk.
I've always wanted a real novelty tomahawk.
Well, here we go. According to ancient Hindu scriptures, the happiness and salvation of a woman is a function of her faithful devotion to blank. Is it A, Abba, B, her children, C, her husband, or D, her dog?
This is a hard one.
In the Ramayana, one of the most popular religious texts of India found in Sanskrit and most vernaculars, Sita, the wife of Rama, exemplifies the behavior of a proper Hindu wife.